night, and I'm back with Thank God It's Finished, or TGIF. And yeah, today is October 19th, and I'm actually recording on a Friday. It's amazing! So, I alluded to some stuff in my last video that things have been going on, things have been occurring. So I thought I would fill you in on that. Not a couple weeks ago, 4.5 weeks to be exact, Kristen woke up with this really bad neck pain. Excruciating neck pain. Couldn't move her neck. Almost asked me to take her to the hospital. Didn't ask me to take her to the hospital. That got progressively worse. Much worse. And ultimately, several trips to the ER, a trip to the doctor. It was decided that she needed... fuzz went flying. That she needed an MRI of her cervical spine to determine what was going on, because nothing was touching it. She tried some medication to relax the muscles because she was having bad spasms. She went back to physical therapy, which made it worse. She cannot dress herself. She cannot bathe herself. She could barely work. She was out of work for a long time, and she's getting through work at this point, but just barely. So it was really, 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 really bad. And one of the doctors put her on naproxen, which is the prescription name for Aleve. And she was told to take it for 14 days. And at one point we saw her regular PCP, and she changed the medications a little bit, but said, no, continue taking the naproxen. Well, a week ago Monday, things took a significant turn, and let's just say she had some gut issues going on, and she was bleeding, and we ended up in the emergency room, and it was the scariest emergency room experience of my life. Her PCP thought that she may have, what was it called? I can't remember what it's called, but internal bleeding from the naproxen, and I can't think of the term, and I've said it it's been talked about so many times. It'll come to me eventually. Anyway, so we went to the emergency room, and we went to the big hospital around here, and what is the term? I don't know. Anyway, so they thought she was bleeding inside the gut area, and she skipped triage at the emergency room. They brought us to a room, and she was hooked up to the blood pressure and heart monitor, and her pulse was 142, and her blood pressure was 72/40, which is extremely high and extremely low. And within 30 seconds, they had 2 IVs in her. They had heart monitors on her. The doctor had been in, 2 doctors had been in, a resident and an attending, and it was terrifying. They thought she was having a heart attack. Oh my God. Anyway, she wasn't having a heart attack, but they ran the blood work. They gave her a CT scan, and they came back and told us that her white blood cell count was 47, which the normal white blood cell count is 8 to 12, 8 to 11, and hers was 47, which is almost 5 times normal. And when they did the CT, it revealed that her entire gut was infected. Needless to say, we already knew, because they told us 30 seconds after we got there that she was being admitted. They admitted her. And the bleeding continued, but there wasn't that... What is that term? What is it? What is it? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna look it up. It's silly now. It's called a GI bleed. um, so they ruled out that she had a GI bleed. The whole gut was infected and inflamed. They said it was the angriest colon they had ever seen in their lives, and she was admitted. She was in the hospital for. Oh, I should say when they said they were admitting her, this was Tuesday. That by that point, she said, "I'm not being admitted unless you discharge me by tomorrow at 2 o'clock," because her MRI was scheduled for the following day at 3 o'clock at a different hospital. So they said, no, we'll do the MRI here. So she was in the hospital for 3 days. She responded to the medication. Initially, they thought she had, what did they think she had? I guess I should have thought this through before I came up here. They thought she had E. coli from some Chinese food that we got because she was responding to the antibiotics. But the response to the antibiotics was really that her white blood cell count was coming down. So she had the MRI, her white blood cell count was coming down, she stopped bleeding, and things started very slowly to slow down, which made the pain amp back up because she was so distracted by what was going on with her gut that the pain in her shoulder was not as bad, let's put it that way, as what was going on elsewhere. So, changed some medications, and we got the results of her MRI. She was discharged Thursday. Friday, we got the results of her MRI, and the results of her MRI were really bad. She saw her PCP on Monday, and they confirmed that she is more likely than not going to need surgery to get any relief in her neck. So I called over to the neurologist office, the neurosurgeon, to make an appointment, and they said, they review it on a case-by-case basis to find out if it's urgent. I said, okay. I said, well, what? If it's not urgent, how far out are you booking? And she said, mid to late February. Kristen can't move around more than this. She can't get comfortable to sleep. She's miserable. And not miserable like miserable to be around. She's just in excruciating pain. She can't do anything. She can barely lift a fork to feed herself. It's horrible to watch. But thank the Lord, the neurologist called yesterday. She has an appointment. She was deemed urgent. And urgent means you only have to wait 1 month for your appointment. So I'm hoping that once the appointment is made, the surgery can get booked quickly, or the solution to what's going on, the process can start quickly, because we had our first snow the other day, and I don't want to be driving to and from surgery in snow. I will, but I don't want to. And I don't want to have to worry about, if it snows overnight, being able to get out of our extremely long driveway to get her to the hospital. If we knew we were going to get snow, I would put her in a hotel for the night, close by, or something like that. Anyway, so that was what was going on. There's still another health thing going on. It's not a health thing. There's still something else going on that we are figuring out how to navigate. And I'll share more about that when I can. It is nothing. I shouldn't even mention it because, like I said last time, I hate when people bring something up and then they say, but I'm not going to talk about it. Just know we are fine. Kristen's in a lot of pain, but we're okay. They have her on they have her on 2 different pain medications, one for overnight and one for during the day, so that she can work, because Kristen needs to work, because she took off a little over a month when her mom passed away, and then she took off almost 2 weeks with this, and I don't know how much time she's going to need to take off for surgery. I mean, we will manage and we will get through and we will be fine regardless, but she needs to, one, keep insurance because she carries our health insurance, and number two, bank as much personal time off as she can between now and whenever the surgery is, hopefully sooner than later. But on the bright side, I've heard with this doctor that when you do have surgery with her, recovery is very fast. And being that she works from home, it will probably be an easier process returning to work because she can work in bed, she can stay in her pajamas, she can, take breaks if she needs to, and rest a little. So that's what's going on. And it was a really scary couple days last week, but we made it through. She's okay. She's home. She's still in really a lot of pain, but she's okay. And we do need to follow up with the GI doc also, which I keep forgetting. All week I forgot to call them to make an appointment for her. I'm going to have to put that on the list for Monday. Anyway, that's my long story long for you. So what else is going on? Tomorrow is Rhinebeck. I'm not going. I don't want to go to Rhinebeck right now to buy anything because I have plenty. I have more than enough. But I would like to go to be with my people, to just see the stuff other than yarn buying. I mean, who goes to Rhinebeck and doesn't buy any yarn? Probably wouldn't happen. But I would have liked to go, but this was not the year for it to happen. So maybe next year. I'm hoping next year. We'll see what happens. But the farm here in town has another sale tomorrow. This is the one that's the actual farm, and it's the last one. And I'm going over for 2 more sweaters worth of yarn, and then I am done buying for quite some time because 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I see 16 sweaters worth of yarn over there. I may actually buy 1 more sweaters worth of yarn for Kristen because she needs superwash wool. But I'm gonna save that for Black Friday. But yeah, no more buying. No more buying. So I have sock yarn over here, and I've created sweater kits over here, and I see a lot of them. So I'll be going over there tomorrow. A few of you asked if you can buy their yarn online. You cannot. It's just a small family farm. There is a store in Plainfield, New Hampshire that you can buy their store at, and if you're local and you want to know about it, let me know. I don't know if after this year they're going to carry it at that store. It's the daughter's store. It's a gas station. But private message me if you're local and you want to know about that, and I will give you that information. What else? That's it. That's all. So, knitting. There has been a lot of knitting and crocheting. So let me look at my list. Oh, wait until you see the first finished object. The baby lamb is done. It's done. And it's thanks to so many, 4 wonderful people who I either contacted on Ravelry or answered my plea on Instagram and YouTube for the yarn that I was able to finish this. I will never, ever, ever start a project with recalled yarn again. But he's done and he's so cute. In other news, I know why the yarn was recalled, because if you pull on him, the fluff comes off. But he's just going to sit up here with me, so I'm not worried about that. But are you ready to see him? I can't. Oh, I named him Rascal because it was quite an ordeal to get stuff to finish him. So, are you ready? Are you sure you're ready? Are you sure? Right, here he comes. You may have already seen him on Instagram. OMG! He is so stinking cute. Can you even stand it? He has a little tail, which, let me tell you, I didn't think I was going to have enough yarn to finish his tail, but I squeaked by. And he's so cute. I absolutely love him. I absolutely despised working with this yarn. It hurt my hands so bad because it is a super bulky, and I knit it on, I think, size 4 needles. But he was so worth it. Isn't he adorable? Isn't he adorable? I just love him. So there's Rascal, and I'm going to rearrange up here so that he can sit with us and record videos with us because he's just too cute not to be in videos. Wrong side. I think his bum's too big to sit here. Yeah, his head's too big too. So I'll have to find a place for him. But I love him. I love him. Thank you to everybody who helped me. I really, really appreciate it, and he was worth it. Okay, enough swooning. The next thing I did was crochet, and this is just out of Loops and Threads Impeccable Solids. This was a test for the Patchwork Moose. It's called Hetty the Koala, and here she is. I don't think I've posted any pictures of her. She's adorable as always. I wouldn't expect anything else from the Patchwork Moose because her patterns are all impeccable. Adorable. Adorable. I have quite the collection of her toys. I'm actually considering downsizing my stuffed toy collection, maybe having a de-stash sale of my stuffies. If anybody would be interested in that, leave that in the comments below and I will consider it because I probably have like 150, 200 stuffed animals that I've made. She's got jointed arms so they move, jointed legs so they move. She's great. And I love her ears. Her ears are awesome. So that's Hetty the Koala, and it will be linked once the pattern is released on my Ravelry page. There's a Ravelry page now, but there'll be a link to the pattern once that comes out. I believe the lion is for a book that I did a few weeks ago, this one. So there's no link for him yet. Maybe I'll put her over there with him. Okay. Next. Oh, you guys will be really happy to see this. I haven't woven in the ends yet because it's navy blue yarn and I need really good lighting. But, Sophia's Bird 2.0 is done. I ripped out the first one. I went up 2 sizes for a fit that Kristen liked better, and I reknit it. No issues. Enjoyed every moment of it. I did have to get some additional yarn to finish the second sleeve, but thankfully the lots, they didn't match, but the colors matched enough, and she loves the fit of it and cannot wait to wear it once she can move her arm. So there is that. Yay! I'm so happy she loves it. Definitely worth reknitting that for her. She's totally knit worthy. And the last thing I finished is a stocking for a friend of my mother-in-law, who was really helpful at the end with Carol and who has become a dear friend to us. Visited Kristen in the hospital. She's actually coming with me to the sheep farm tomorrow. She brought me a stocking that someone had made her and that they have for the whole family. That person since is not in the family anymore. I don't know if they passed away or what happened. Anyway, another long story long. She asked me to recreate the stocking, and I did that for her. There you go. It's a better look. And they cross-stitched the name up here. She said she wanted to do that, so I left that for her. This was crochet origami. I'm not good at origami, but I figured it out. And I think she'll like it. I'm hoping it's the right, I hope it's similar in size because, different gauge and stuff. But it looks just like the picture, so I think she will like it, and I'm going to give that to her tomorrow. That's all my FOs. I do have a couple whips. The first whip I have is the changing staircases. Still no progress on that. So I didn't bring that up. The next thing I have is a pair of socks out of Mustache Yarns in the Sorting Hat. Love this. And I did the heel in just some Regia and black. This sock is amazing. I haven't started the second one yet. Sock is amazing. Amazing. Anyway, the sock is for me. I did offer it to Kristen. She said no, make it for yourself because it was one of someone's favorites. So here it is. Isn't it awesome? Look at all the different houses. Oh, I love them. So I've knit one, got my needles ready, knit two very shortly. Love them. Love this. So, Mustache Yarns in the sorting hat. Great yarn. Great yarn. The other thing I have is a sweater that I am test knitting for Bunny Muff. And I am allowed to show it. I alluded to it in my haul video that I was knitting on a sweater. Wait until you guys see this. Wait until you see this. I mean, I couldn't stop knitting it. I generally only knit at night. I generally do my housework during the day and house stuff, work stuff like that. But yesterday I was feeling a little bit under the weather and I got to knit on this all day and I just don't want to stop. It's awesome. It's knit completely out of Knit Picks Wool of the Andes. I don't have the colors up here, but they are linked on my Ravelry page. And are you ready for this? Oh! Can you stand it? Can you stand it? I can't. I've separated for the sleeves and I'm working on the body now. My goal is to finish the body this weekend because I want to knit the sleeves and I want to wear it. It's awesome. It's awesome. I just love my knitting right now. Oh. This test goes until December, but when this pattern comes out, buy it. It's awesome. It's really well done. And it's a fox sweater. I think I might have had too much caffeine today. Oh my god, I love it. I was walking around with it on yesterday just to the sleep separation because I just love it. And that is all my whips. Next up, I will be casting on another sweater when I finish this one, which is another test. I don't have a picture of it up here, and I also need to check if I can share photos, so I will share that when I can. The other thing I have is a new thing, and that is these two books. I think I had this one. In fact, I'm 90% sure I had this one. And I found the companion book, the first book, at the rummage sale here in town for 25 cents. 25 cents. So it had to come home with me. I mean, this is a $24.95 book. So I had to take it home. Love it. Love it. All right. That's enough of my hyperness for now. I hope you guys are doing really well. I'm going to try and come back next Friday. We'll see what happens. And until next time, I will talk to you later. All right. Bye-bye.